Yes,
really
it is. Listen,
But
I
it's
want you
nice to meet you.
give my nephew 3 minutes. He has a blog, and he also does work for youth radio.
Oh, sure.
So I told him that you give him a nice quote or something like that. And,
I appreciate it. So you spoke about how Barack Obama changed the nature of politics is where you have to actually connect and reach out to people.
Yep.
What are your first steps to bringing the Republican Party, do many feel is distant in the community, to the community?
Well, this is it. This was the first step right here. Coming here in this 10th anniversary celebration of the State of the Black Union to just, one, really listen. And, I encourage, we sent out the word across the Republican network for them to tune in because I thought it was important for them to hear some of the sights and sounds of the black community, what people are feeling right now. Yes, they're excited about President Obama, but there's still some underlying issues that need to be addressed. This is an opportunity, I think, for the Republican Party to come into communities and to have that dialogue, that conversation about these issues. Like I said, some may agree, some may not. But it's important for you to know that there's a different perspective and a different way of looking at some of these issues, and one size does not fit all, and I don't think that we should fall into that trap because we have a black president, a white president. We should be present about ourselves and concerned about what direction our community needs to go in order for you as a young African-American male, you as a young African-American female to chart a course that's going to empower you and have self-reliance as opposed to this sense of, I got to rely on someone else.
Okay, my last question. Sharpton said we're living in the age of Obama, which couldn't have been made possible without the age of Reagan. What will you take from Reagan, and what won't you take in your leadership role?
The thing about Ronald Reagan was one of the reasons I joined the party, because when Ronald Reagan talked about self-empowerment and ownership, a better day for America, that was what my mother was telling me growing up in Northwest D.C. So I made that connection from a philosophical reality and real spot where I was living in my neighborhood to a political one. I wasn't going to get into it with my friend Al Sharpton. This didn't start with Reagan. This really started with Johnson. The Great Society put in motion, in my view, some strategies that I think put the black community in a defensive posture. Up until that period of time, we didn't have a problem creating wealth and doing things despite slavery, despite Jim Crow. All of a sudden, we become this community that's dependent on government, looking to government to sort of create a pathway for us instead of, as we've done before, create our own. So I wouldn't necessarily start with Reagan. I would start with government policies that had over time been put in place that have stair-stepped us down, not upwards to prosperity. And I think we're now seeing the effects of 40-plus years where the poverty rate has not gone down but up. Unemployment rate does not go down but stays static or goes up. So there's really something that's systemic that goes beyond Reagan. It's not about Republicans and Democrats. It's about how our community is going to take charge of its own destiny and, despite what others try to do, make our own way.
Thank you very much.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.